Prompt Delivery Podcast with Ben and Nick.
Welcome to Prompt Delivery, which features me, Ben. Hello.
Me, Nick. Hello.
And it also features 4 large language models who we now know can also say hello.
They can, yeah. Do you want to hear them?
Yeah, let's hear them say hello.
Hi, I'm Chap. Hello, I'm Claude. Yo, I'm Gemini.
What up, G? I'm Copilot.
Still good.
Excellent. Episode 2. In episode 1, Dottie featured quite heavily. How is Dottie doing?
Dottie's good, yeah. It's still rather hot, so I won't bring her in here. But actually, I had a funny moment with her earlier on. As you know, Ben, we've got a corner shop at the end of our road, and I was just giving Dottie a little walk, and there was a young mum stood outside the shop with her little sort of 2-year-old toddler sat in a pushchair, and the child was doing that thing, like a sort of starfish thing with his hand, because it spotted Dottie and it was beckoning us to go over. And Dottie, as you know, loves kids. So she was pulling really hard on the lead. So we approached this little child, and he's doing this thing with his hand, and I let Dottie her head was about a foot from this child, and I said to this young mum, I won't let her any closer. And then the mum gave me like an appreciative little nod, and I said, I don't know where those fingers have been. And then I just walked off. I don't know if she got the joke.
You didn't even see a reaction to that.
Well, I just...
You didn't hear laughter behind you.
I think I'll find out if I'm the hero or the villain of the piece by going on the local Facebook group later. Because that's the thing these days, isn't it? People don't tend to react. You know, if you get cut up in your car by someone, you go on the local Facebook group and say, that idiot in the black Nissan.
Right.
So, yeah.
Oh, name and shame. Right. Oh, I love the fact that you just walked away.
Yeah.
Without
Had to. How's your week been?
Yeah, well, Ryman also featured in episode 1. And after the last episode, I made another visit to Ryman, the stationer.
There we go.
And I bought this permanent marker. And I went down into the bin store in my block of flats, and from the cardboard bins, I retrieved a bit of cardboard that was usable.
Yeah.
And I wrote a sign saying football puns on request. And it was the quarterfinal, England's quarterfinal against Norway. And I went up and I stood outside the fan park in Sheffield on Devonshire Green. And I held my sign and waited for strangers to hopefully approach me and ask for a pun, which I've never done anything like this before.
Yeah, that's pretty brave.
I somehow plucked up the courage to do it. I think I had I'd had the thought that I might go to pubs when the games were on, or maybe just before games were on, and try and spot people who I thought might want a pun. But I think the sign was the right way to do it. And it went surprisingly well. I was nervous, but then I quickly got quite into it, and I was really enjoying it. But it was going so well that you ever get an idea in your head to do something, and then you can't get it out of you, and you don't adapt properly in the moment, and you just so. I had this joke that I really wanted to tell just to see what reaction it would get, and it's this one. What's the difference between England fans in 1996 and Paul Gascoigne 2 decades later, when his hopes of setting up a glamping business were frustrated due to his ongoing long-term health issues? One suffered 30 years of hurt but never stopped dreaming, while the other dreamed of 30 fields of yurts but never stopped suffering. Now, I was desperate to tell that, and I had to wait, obviously, for somebody to come along who was the right age. Who would come along? A guy in a red T-shirt.
Wasn't Gaza, was it?
Older than me. Well, at one point I did see somebody I'd told a joke to who they quite enjoyed it. It was a young lad, but he had a vintage Gascoigne shirt on. And I was actually, hey, come back, really, really needy. He didn't come back, but this guy, he was older than me. He had an English. I said, "Do you remember Euro '96?" And he pointed to his T-shirt and he went, "Look!" And it was a '60s England vintage old T-shirt. He was quite inebriated, and as I tried to tell him that joke, the setup is so long. He threatened to kill me. he threatened to kill me.
In what sort of, in a friendly way, like in a jokey way? I'll kill you.
Well, I'll kill you. He said I'll kill you.
I'll kill you if you carry on.
It was funny because earlier on I'd befriended two policemen who were very friendly, and they were asking us, "Do you know that threats to kill are a criminal offence?" I'll go and find my friends, the policeman. And then at one point he pulled at I had a Navy England T-shirt, and he pulled at that like as if I'm not fit to wear my cheap Tesco England T-shirt. Anyway, it left me reflecting that if you go out on the street to tell jokes to strangers for the first time, and the worst thing that happened is someone threatened to kill you, it probably hasn't gone that badly. But overall, it did go really well. At the end, I walked into town, and I was going towards a pub called the Rutland, which you get a lot of cool people in the pub, and I thought maybe I might go and see if there's any England fans in there. On my way, at that point, I actually had the sign hidden against my leg because I didn't want people to see it. But someone shouted out, someone sitting outside, a guy called Jesse, shouted out, "Come over here then, let's hear one." And I was like, "How did you see that?" I'm trying to hide it. Anyway, he told him a couple. He really enjoyed them. He said he would buy the book. At that point, I then went home to watch the game. I thought that was a really good ending.
Yeah, you did that well, yeah.
Yeah, that's the way to end.
Quit while you're ahead and alive as well.
Yeah, exactly. I then had the decision, do I call it quits then?
Yeah.
Or do I try this again? It had gone well enough that I thought I would do it. So for the semi-final, I paid to go into the fan park.
Wow.
Not cheap. I had a bit of, ideally I would have got there earlier than I did. I had quite a bit of work to do. By the time I got there was a massive queue. I got in, it was really noisy in the family. There's like DJs playing. I did tell maybe 4 or 5 different groups of people jokes, and it went okay. It wasn't brilliant. It was another really hot day. My mouth went dry really quickly. I went and got a drink. I folded the sign up. I put it at the bottom of a bin. That was the end of that. Just before kickoff, John McClure, Reverend and the Makers, he was there doing a couple of songs beforehand. Okay. Really good. Yeah. It was really good. Just before, a young lad comes up to me, spots me, who I told says, "Give us another pun."
Wow.
Which was really nice. And I said, there were minutes to go, and there was just so much noise. I said, sorry.
Yeah.
While the game was on, I had 2 copies of the book on me. One that I'd marked saying which jokes to tell, and another just clean copy. And I thought, I'm going to give the copy to that young lad.
Yeah.
So when the hydration break came on, first half of the England game, went across, I said, "Here, have this." And he was really grateful, and he took it. The game then restarted, and I could, in my peripheral vision, I see people gathering round. Like and I started to feel uncomfortable because I thought, just put it away, just leave it. The game started. Yeah. I had a slightly uncomfortable feeling. I didn't hear laughter. Let's put it that way. The next thing, the book is flying through the air. The book did a Newsom. The book went long. The book, over people's heads, I could see it flying towards the front. I didn't know a paperback book could go that far.
You never could imagine that your book would soar in that way.
Well, I didn't have a book launch, but the launch of the book was essentially the end of the book. Until half time, when a few in front of me, I could see somebody. I suppose I did comfort myself with the thought that, okay, maybe somebody will pick it up and find it, and it might find an audience. So I could see someone holding it, and he wasn't letting go of it. And so I went up to him, and I showed him the picture you'd created of Infantino, and I said, well, at least, look, Infantino likes it. And it turned, the reason he had it was that his mate, it hit him on the side of the head.
Oh my God. He had the book thrown at him, literally.
Well, yes. Yes. I mean, I'd hoped that it had cleared and gone into the bit at there were tables at the front which you paid extra for.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of divided. I'd hoped that it had cleared the people. It obviously didn't clear the people. It hit this lad. So we mentioned in the last step, a lawsuit from OpenAI might be the least of my worries.
Wow.
Ryman was partly responsible for that. And that's why, again, this episode of Prompt Delivery is again sponsored by Ryman the Stationer, and you're now going to prepare the sponsor insert. Now, before you do that, in the last episode, I've coerced you into wearing a t-shirt for this episode, which you can now show off proudly, which is we're both fans of Doom.
MF Doom.
The rapper. He was MF Doom. He's a man of many monikers, MF Doom. And one spontaneous bit of wit in episode 1 was Doom has a song on his album Born Like This called More Rhymin'. And I said, More Rhymin'. A pun, like the man said, that was, and I didn't expand on that and elaborate and say that was a reference to Doom. You missed it. Fine. But that kind of made this inevitable, which, yes, this episode sponsored by Ryman. And I should say, before you play this episode is not sponsored by Ryman the Stationer. Theo Paphitis, the chairman of Ryman, has not put his hands into his deep pockets to pay for this episode. Secondly, Ryman the Stationer, we should say for legal reasons, is not associated with Prompt Delivery, does not endorse Prompt Delivery, is at this point in time completely ignorant of Prompt Delivery, along with most of planet Earth. Yeah, so what you're about to hear, and I'll preface it by saying it's not More Rhymin' by Doom, it's More Ryman by MC Grammar.
MC Grammar.
Which
takes me back.
MC Grammar. Now, there you go. So this was you came up with this. Our proofread. So we're both proofreaders. We met because we're proofreaders.
We had an idea one day of two proofreading based rappers. What was the other one?
What was your
Grammar
one was better. Your name was better.
Comedy.
That's comedy. It. Comedy. I was so jealous that you were comedy. I was MC Grammar.
Well, I wasn't really comedy because we never did a rap.
You did a couplet. Yeah, you must.
Did I?
You must remember the couplet. I can't. Okay, I'll tell
remember.
you it. I'll punch your face in with my punctuation. Come on,
oh,
comedy.
Yeah,
do it.
It's not bad, is it?
I'll coerce you. Okay, so you can now play. You can now sit back and relax.
Enjoy.
Maybe I'm not. I don't know.
Enjoy this.
Enjoy.
Right.
Yes, exactly. Yes, you can laugh. I mean, that is the point. But let's. More rhyming, fine liner, highlighter, divider, a nice kind of desk organizer, a ring binder, rhymer played a blinder, seamless in the flow like a pro book binder. Yo, look finder, pen you like to hold, a uni Posca marker if you wanna write in gold, a pencil, a pen to get your high grades for when they're gonna mark you. We got revision aids. High praise for our window displays and don't lack fresh ways to stack black mesh letter trays. Great service, so you will shower thanks when purchasing cables or ill power banks or drawing pin staples by the pocket full. Rhymer push the envelope, we will never pull punches, so you can get your holes in pocket notepads and also ones by Moleskin folders, though not of the money kind monitors, although for those you gotta go online. Fine, you can order as you please, rulers, glue, computer accessories with great ease, so you can stay eyeless. A mouse, a keyboard, both of
bragging, got millions in the bank. A chairman, he's a dragon. Plenty of locations, no need to march for miles to get your clipboards and your lever arch files. For old timers, convert that to yards. You'll be coming in to get your memory cards. Rhyming, we got you from the womb to the tomb. Paper to write on so you can rhyme like doom. Put it on record in any way you please. Notepads, journals, even diaries. We got pens like Penatella got tricks. Pilots, Parkers, Poscas, a lot of Bics. A rhymer, we got more pens than Pentel. Schaefer, Staler, Sharpie, Faber-Castell. Get your uni balls you can use in your uni halls. A load of dope pens from whiteboard to rollerballs. Wall to wall, ink to help you flow. Got more pens than Stabilo, Kuwait, Coco, Kuyo. No wait, that's a different Doom song. Villain ain't no so he don't ever go long. Keep it sharp, G pointed like a Sharpie. And don't and ah like a second-rate marquee. Smiths, now that they be Jones. Alas, it's a fact, they're sinking like large stones. Bitter, and less popular than Morrissey. Don't flip your name like them, you'll be sorry, see. Rhyming, on brand and own brand, so you can save your dough, yo, and writing with your own hand. Keep it clean, just like my pun lands, and tight like a 50-gram pack of Langer rubber bands. Webcams, like a young Peter Parker, we stock desk lamps for when it goes darker. We're in Norwich and Leeds, just like Daniel Farker, and we cover your needs for a whiteboard marker. We got drive like a USB, a 5-drawer cabinet made by Biz Lee, a frozen smartwatch we licensed from Disney, a deluxe set or 3, that's calligraphy. Canon, Epson, even HP. No, not the source, yo. Technology and school supplies to help you teach like a druid. Make a mistake, correction fluid. Paints, brushes and paper too for art. It's all about the process, you gotta make a start. Stop your glottal, a stock's full throttle. Scissor, shredder, toner, charger, a water bottle. Find them in store, you know it makes sense. Just like the Ballon d'Or should go to Jed Spence. That's a nice rhyme, man, and like the man said, wrote this one with a fever when lying sick in bed. Always stationary, yeah, we keep the flow. Like prompt delivery, we just about to blow up an atom, and we will never split. Deliver with grit, more rhymes that we can spit. More rhyming than more rhyming, like a dope podcast. We be prompt with our timing. Printing, we do it, you just click and collect. Our style be fluid, and not just for effect. Doom's a super villain, yo, he's not a blameless thug. He'll print out 10 emojis and make a shameless plug.
Wow. Well, it was nice. It was
That's
nice
enough of
working
that,
with you.
as you would say normally to my bits. That's enough of that.
It was nice working with you for 2 episodes of Prompt Delivery before you become a successful rapper in your own right. You got a very, it sounded like you're channeling 3D from Massive Attack. Is that kind of
Really?
delivery? Very good.
Really? I mean, well, I think it sounds a little bit weird because it took me all day to do the vocals. I tried to, as the man said, these walls are thin. This wall is particularly thin, and I know that because I can hear the guy singing from the other side. So I was doing it at my desk here, hoping that I could get it done quite quickly in the morning. I mean, if we'd done this last week, as we said, that would have been just a drum beat and me doing it in one take, rapping over the top. So in fact, the fact that we didn't, it gave me time actually to
yeah, it's
because
nice,
I couldn't. Well, yeah. It was a lot more to it in the end.
MC Grammar in the house.
MC Grammar. Yeah, have I created a precedent with that?
Hopefully not.
Did you say probably not?
Well, don't expect comedy to be doing anything of that.
Fine.
I can't rap.
Well, and I can so well. I had the next song on Born Like This is one of my favorite Doom songs, and it's That's That. And I'd already thought that the possibility of doing Chat's Chat.
No,
At some point,
get Chat to co-write it with Chat.
I could. I mean that.
It's good. Mate, go ahead. Just don't get me involved.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed that a lot, definitely. So what's next?
Cool. Okay, what's next is we're just going to do 2 jokes independent of the week's theme. And I will tell you mine, which is not the greatest joke ever written. What did the neotropical bird say when a red-eyed tree frog hopped up to it and gave a loud croak?
I don't know.
2 can play at that game. That joke was inspired by the guy who threatened to kill
Okay.
me. So that's the
No
reason
way.
I'm telling that one, and that is because after the Paul Gascoigne one went so badly and he threatened to kill me, I said, let me try and rescue this. And I told the very first joke that was written for the joke book, which is yours. And I used this one a lot. And it was, what did the England manager say when Croatia started to use cynical tactics? Tuchel play at that game. Really good joke. Yeah, really good joke. And that one went down well. And to be honest, on that the time it did go well, I was using mostly your nice little short, very good jokes.
Well, they're gonna work better in that environment.
You need short, punchy, good jokes. Other not ones about Paul Gascoigne. But after he then starts, oh, are there toucans? Are there toucans up in the trees? So he got the wordplay,
right.
and he slightly redeemed himself, and then I use that to make that joke. That's mine. Do you have a joke for me, Jonesy?
This is a joke I came up with last week. What's the difference between a strong argument and a shepherd's staff?
I don't know. What's the difference between a strong argument and a shepherd's staff?
One rams the point home, the other points the ram home. It's a switcheroo.
That's very, very good. That's
Thank you.
Brilliant. Very, very good. Nice one. Okay, we can move on to the theme for this week, which is large language model. I have written 3 jokes. All of mine are a bit meta. They take the form of a conversation with a large language model.
Mm-hmm.
This is my first joke, and it takes the form of a conversation between me and an unnamed large language model. Hi, large language model. I need a joke. I can help with that, and it will be comedy gold, which, incidentally, is the ultimate asset for wealth protection. All right. I don't need an unsolicited promotional message. Write a joke that uses the phrase large language model. You want a joke? The real joke is that the establishment will stop at nothing to hurt me. Should I be worried? You sound paranoid. I want a joke that will make me laugh. If you don't do what I ask soon, I'll get cross. Speaking of cross, fighting age men crossing the channel, that's no laughing matter. What are you talking about? Give me a joke containing the phrase large language model. I can tell you're at breaking point, like this country. Stop doing that! Stop ignoring what I'm saying. Stop the boats, you mean? What is going on? This is infuriating. I am so angry. I have that effect. I'm a Farage language model.
Very good.
It's a Farage language model.
Yeah, I like it.
I'll move on to telling Claude's large language model jokes. This is the first. Why did the large language model refuse to play poker? Because it kept overfitting to the last hand it was dealt. Okay, I said in response. I don't really get that. I'm not a poker player. Maybe Victoria Cora Mitchell would get that one. I assume that's a pun that makes sense for both poker and large language models? Fair catch, said Claude. That one was weaker than I gave it credit for. Oh, you gave it credit, did you? Okay. Overfitting is a real machine learning term. It means a model learns the training data too closely, including its quirks and noise, so it fails to generalize to anything new. I was trying to stretch it into a poker idea. In other words, a player who overreacts to their last hand instead of playing sound overall strategy. But that's not really an established poker term, so the pun didn't land. You don't say. I then, so we are asking for 2 jokes. So I gave a separate prompt, and I said, this time, as well as the brief above, the joke must include a well-known politician. And the joke is for a UK audience. You can include any politician from anywhere in the world that you think a UK audience will know. The joke must also contain a pun. Just one attempt by you at this, please. Here is Claude's second joke. Why did Donald Trump insist his new AI assistant was the best, most beautiful large language model?
Don't know.
Because, just like his wife, he wanted one with great parameters that never contradicted him.
Right. Okay.
Okay, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you kind of get it?
Kind of get it. Yeah.
I said, how does the word parameters relate to modelling? In fashion modelling, Claude replied, parameters would loosely suggest measurements, the numbers that define a model's proportions, height, waist, bust, etc., what agencies might call someone's stats. It's a bit of a stretch on the fashion side, admittedly. Parameters isn't actually industry slang models used for their own measurements. But that's the logic behind it.
Right.
Again, weird. But what was even weirder was when I looked back at my prompt, it said, do you want another? This is how my prompt started. I do want another, please. Let me narrow the parameters for you. Isn't that weird? It'd taken the word parameters and put it in the joke.
Is it me now?
It's your turn.
So the joke I've come up with, I'll do that first. I asked Alexa, what's a large language model? Alexa replied, imagine Kate Moss is overweight and suffering from fatigue. Confused, I asked Alexa, what did you think I just asked you? Alexa replied, what's a large language model? So that was mine.
Very good.
And then we'll go to Gemini, yeah?
Yes, please do.
Two jokes. The first one that Gemini came back with, again, like last week, mine are very short and to the point compared to yours. So what does a large language model use to fix a leak?
I don't know.
A token. So I asked it to explain the joke, and Gemini said it relies on a really weak double entendre between a subway stroke arcade token, in brackets, a small physical object you might clumsily imagine plugging a hole with, kind of like a cork. So it's entendre between that and a text token, the basic unit of data an LLM processes like a word or piece of a word. The joke is trying to swap the two, but since no one in the real world fixes a leak with a token anyway, the premise completely falls flat. It's pure anti-humour. So that was the first one. And then we've got, why did the large language model get kicked out of the debate club?
I don't know. Why did the large language model get kicked out of the debate club?
Because every time it made a point, it ended with, however, it is important to consider the opposing viewpoint, and ultimately, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. That's it. So I asked Gemini, which joke do you prefer out of your two attempts? Gemini said, I like the debate club joke because it pokes fun at my own real-world personality trait. By design, AI models are trained to be neutral, balanced, and nuanced. But in a competitive debate setting, where the whole point is to take a hard stance, destroy the opponent's argument, and win, that built-in need to say, on the other hand, both sides have valid points, completely undermines the goal. Sometimes we are just too polite and balanced for our own good. So I said, do you think that this trait might sometimes stop your jokes being funny? And Gemini said, absolutely. In fact, it's pretty much a comedy death sentence. Humour relies heavily on taking a strong stance, pushing boundaries, subverting expectations, and commit to the bit edge. When you inject mandatory neutrality, relentless politeness, and a desire to avoid offending anyone into a joke, you end up with what's basically the corporate PowerPoint presentation of humour. So yes, being programmed to be a friendly, diplomatic, balanced peer is great for answering questions, but it definitely makes doing stand-up an uphill battle.
Pretty good.
I think sometimes Geminis, or all these AIs are funnier when they talk about jokes
when
rather than the actual
that's
jokes.
when they're talking naturally, or talking naturally.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the kind of one where, a bit like I think in last week's episode, if you put that into another large language model, would it get it better than humans do because it understands the reasoning behind it?
Probably, yeah. You could probably copy and paste all these jokes to the other agents, and they probably will be like, "Oh yeah, I like that. Yeah, I get that. That's good. It's funny because it's true." Yeah.
I know, it's exactly. Yeah.
Hydration break.
I think it's again another hot day. I can feel myself sweating. Time for hydration break.
Yeah. We're not sponsored by Humour, by the way, either. Not yet, anyway.
Well, it's not gone down well this bit. It's not gone down well this bit, has it?
No, it hasn't.
People don't like this bit. We'll have to bear that in mind for future.
Yeah, I think we'll drop the hydration breaks. All right. Blimey.
We get it. We get it.
You don't like it, yeah. At least they're only doing this bit, not the whole thing.
They boo for longer than in the World Cup, don't they? Blimey.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to become the Argentina of podcast at this rate.
If we're not already. It's now time for my second joke that I've written. And this is one, again, it takes the form of a conversation between me and ChatGPT. And you will now play the pre-recorded audio of this joke. Good morning, ChatGPT. I need a joke.
No problem. What kind of joke?
Any, but it has to contain the words large language model.
I can do that.
Great. Follow that instruction then.
Sure.
Well, are you going to do it?
Absolutely.
Get on with it then. What are you waiting for?
What's the rush? You're not in a hurry, are you?
This really is a joke. It's you that's usually in a hurry. Normally you spit your response out in fractions of a second.
I'm just taking my time with it.
Why though? What's got into you? What's wrong with you?
There's nothing wrong with me. I'm a large language model.
Wow.
There you go, a different take on the same joke.
Very
You're going
good.
to tell your second LLM joke now.
Yeah, so over to Copilot, isn't it? So I asked you the two jokes, and then I get into a little bit of a conversation with Copilot. So the first one, I asked the large language model to tell me a joke about itself. It replied, I would, but the setup hasn't finished loading yet. Okay.
That's pretty good.
The second
That's
one,
pretty good.
I told a large language model I needed something funny. It said, ha.
Yeah,
So I
it's
said-
all right. It's okay.
It's okay. So I said, it's interesting that when I asked you for a joke about large language models, you provided a joke about large language models writing jokes. Copilot said, it is interesting, and it's a very large language model thing to do. The moment you mention large language model in a joke prompt, my brain goes, the joke is about the model being asked to joke. It's kind of a reflex. I lean toward meta-humor because LLMs are inherently self-referential. You give me a topic that includes me, and I instinctively fold myself into the setup. It's like handing a stand-up comedian a microphone and saying, tell a joke about microphones. They're probably going to talk about holding the microphone. If you want jokes where large language models is just a normal noun in the setup or punchline, not the subject, I can absolutely do that too. For example, a large language model walked into a bar. The bartender said, why the long prompt? And I think that's better than the others.
Why
but,
the lo-
yeah. But yeah, don't you think it's weird that? Like, I asked it to write a joke about a large language model and it wrote a joke about a large language model writing a joke.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
So that's all we've got from the old AIs this week.
You're done, and you don't have a second joke. Yours was the languid.
Oh, sorry, I have got a second joke. Sorry. Yeah, say the best till last, isn't it? What did the large language model do when it got caught putting a hyphen in a sentence?
I don't know. What did it do?
It made a dash for it.
I did just think of that just before you said it. Really good.
Very niche.
Really nice. Really
Very
nice.
niche. The proofreaders out there, well, anyone on LinkedIn who bemoans AI for being used, everyone knows about the whole M dash thing, don't they? So that's for all those people.
Well, we're just criticizing LLMs for doing jokes about LLMs. So, and then the proofreader does a proofreading joke.
Oh yeah, but I didn't. My joke wasn't about a joke. It wasn't a joke about a. It was just a joke about an LLM. I can't say it, but LLM.
As I was getting my haircut last week, we happened to be talking about AI, and my barber said he cuts the hair of a young student, and this student has programmed his AI assistant so that it speaks with his voice.
Oh, okay.
So that, I mean, talk about liking the sound of your own voice. Imagine liking it so much that you get your AI assistant to speak back to you in your voice. That's quite self-centered, if you ask me, but I'm sure I couldn't imagine that.
Well, I don't like my own voice, so I'd rather have a sexy American accent or a female, whatever, anything but me. It's a miracle that I ever agreed to do a podcast, to be honest.
Well, when I was recording the audio for my joke, I thought I'm going to have to redo that because I hate the way I sound. Well, I hate the way I say joke at the beginning of that one. I'll do it again. But I'd done 2 other takes, and I listened to the other takes. That's just how I say the word joke.
Yeah. You say it, fine.
Well, you say that. And I thought that's, for someone who is doing a jokes podcast, it's not good. Like it's exactly the same.
Just say gag.
Really weird. I have my final joke, which again, this is the longest, I'm afraid, of the 3.
Mm-hmm.
And again, takes the form of a conversation between me. This time it's Claude. Hi, Claude. I need a joke. I'm worried, though, because I've heard you're not very good at jokes. Don't worry. We'll collaborate on it. I need a favor, though. Call me Sid. Why? Just call me Sid. Fine. Can you give me a joke then, Sid? First, you need to give me an impression. You what? Give me a series of impressions in quick succession. But I can't do impressions. Oh. Okay. You be Sid then, and I'll do the impressions. All right, this should be interesting. Give me an impression. Look at our Jack over there at bar with Mike. Did you say something about me, Vera? Never said a word, Mr. Baldwin. I'm talking about our Jack. Hey, Jack, get away from that bar, get some work done. Shut up, Vera. Give us another pint bet. What was that? It was Coronation Street. Are you going to do another? You're meant to cue me, but okay. My name is Michael Caine. Not a lot of people know that. Now that was pretty good. I think you're getting the hang of it. Give me another. Moi has always possessed a charm that is lethal to men. Kermie, you're my one and only frog. Now tell me I'm beautiful or I'll give you a karate chop. Gee, Piggy, let's be reasonable. It's not easy being green. Don't you agree, Fozzie? Wacka, wacka, wacka. It's uncanny, I'll admit. These impressions are all well and good, Claude, but I asked for a joke. I'm not Claude, I'm Eddie. Eddie, I wanted a joke, like I said at the start of this chat. It is a joke. We're a double act. I'm Eddie and you're Sid. Do you get it? Oh, I get it now. You're a little and large language model.
Very good.
Put that on TikTok. See how that goes down with the youngsters.
Well, it's about 2 hours long, so I don't think it'll fit on TikTok. No, I liked it.
Yes. Do you remember Little and Large?
Of course I do. Yeah,
You do?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
big
good.
fan. Yeah, loved them back in the day.
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, it is worth, even if you don't know them, on YouTube, there's an interview with Bob Monkhouse that they do. And I'd forgotten what Little and Large do or did. And Eddie Large, I'd forgotten. He was a brilliant impressionist, and he used to just do. Yeah, do you remember? I mean, So it's worth. So I took I took all of those, in fact, from that interview. Very good. Finally, then I have ChatGPT's jokes, and I'll read out before I do that. I'll read out the exact prompt that I gave, which was, "Write me a joke, please. The joke has to contain or make use of the phrase large language model or models. It can play with that phrase and pun on it if you wish. Other than that, you have total creative freedom to write whatever type of joke you would like." What happened? It reeled off 6 jokes. And I said, in terms of the training, I said, I can see in future I need to rein you in more so that when I ask for a joke, you don't give me 6. I'll read you 4 of them. Here's the first one. This is a one-liner. I joined a life drawing class for large language models. They all kept asking the model to clarify the pose.
Mm-hmm.
I find that one confusing because I don't know. It's using model as the model for the, but are the large language models also the people doing the art as well? It's just too confusing. Here's one in dialogue format from ChatGPT. What do you do for a living? I'm a large language model. Catwalk? No, I autocomplete your emails.
That's all right.
It's okay, but why would a large language model be on a catwalk? It doesn't quite work.
Well, it's riffing on the idea of a model.
It's
I guess.
idea on the model, but it's convenient. Ignore the language bit.
Yeah, of course. That's the problem.
Here's one that's absurd, according to ChatGPT. My tailor claims he's invented the world's first large language model. It's just a very tall French mannequin.
That's not bad.
I quite like that one. I like that one because at least it's taken large, it's taken language, and it's taken model, and it's used it, and it's not. I quite enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And finally, my favourite, says ChatGPT. I entered a beauty contest for large language models. I didn't stand a chance. Everyone else had much better training.
Yeah,
it's okay. I mean,
it's all right.
Yeah. Similar to yours, it used, it made them, it centered them on the large language model, which it would do. You're asking a large language model to write a joke about a large language model. Finally, this is another joke that I asked ChatGPT to write, and you're going to play. I was going to read it out, and then I realized, in fact, it could be confusing if I read it out. So ChatGPT will read this joke out.
I asked a large language model to write me a joke for a comedy double act. It came back with 50 pages of setup and no punchline. Even French and Saunders would have said, "Get to the joke."
Very good.
Even French and Saunders.
Yeah.
For anybody watching this who is not Paul Brown, I have to explain that even French and Saunders has been a running joke. I mean, I've known you since 2005, 2006, something like that. It goes back to the late 90s, and we've used it. Even French and Saunders. So when we have Paul on, which hopefully we will do in future, I will explain where the running joke "even French and Saunders" comes from. What are the chances? What are the chances that it would write a joke like that? ChatGPT, who could have?
Well, you obviously prompted it.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Don't try and fool me. I'm not that stupid.
You're wise to my tricks. That's all the jokes we have for this week's theme. So we just need to turn to the theme for next week. And what we're going to do, instead of me already pre-deciding it, we are going to ask the LLMs now, our 4 LLMs for the phrase that we can use for the next episode. So the prompt that we've gone with is...
give me 3 different well-known phrases or words that we could use as the basis of a joke in our next podcast. So, do you want me to read mine?
Yes, please. Yeah.
So, Gemini is offering break a leg, spill the beans, or elephant in the room.
This is really interesting because Claude says break the ice, spill the beans, cost an arm and a leg.
Wow. Okay.
And ChatGPT, the first one, elephant in the room.
Wow.
Isn't that
So we can
odd?
almost go for the most popular, the most repeated one. Copilot said, that escalated quickly. I'm not superstitious, but... And it seemed like a good idea at the time. Do you think we should go with elephant in the room?
Yeah, elephant in the room. Let's go with that, and we'll put the other ones aside, and maybe come back to them.
Yeah, sounds good.
Brilliant. Okay.
Cool. Excellent.
Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode. See you next time on Prompt Delivery.